G'day everyone and welcome back to Nat's Knacker's Yard. Well, I'm hoping it's back, otherwise that statement doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm Nat, this is my Knacker's Yard. I'm tripping over my stand. And here we have the Fazer 600 RatBoy, which I had a lot of success with yesterday, and I've got it moving, and it does move. It really does shift. I'm not entirely sure how much of my unbridled joy actually came through on the filming, but I am so chuffed with it. Really happy, really happy. Next thing though, or now it's running, it's the running stuff. So first thing I want to do is check the fan. I haven't had it running that long, but let's just check whether or not it works at all. I haven't got the fan on yet. Now I don't know if that's thermostat, I don't know if that's the fan. So what I've done is followed the wire out the back of the fan, found its connector into the main system. I'm just tagging on a spare battery that's on charge at the same time because it's a bit knackered. Being careful not to touch the wires because I'll get a spark. Well, okay, so the motor in the fan definitely works because that's come on. So I'm just going to give it a clean out, see if that will cure it. While I'm also going, I've just put on a bit more filler on the rear end. I'll let that dry off and give it a rub down. Okay, cool. Okay, it's now the next day. The weather's not quite so great, which is fantastic because it rained this morning. Well, that means I'm not mowing the lawn, which I hate doing. So a bit of time to spend on this bad boy. What do I want to do? Well, I spent a bit of time last night just having more of a go at that, and I'm happier now. It's pretty much there and ready for a bit of prime to show me where the really bad areas are, and then a bit of paint, but that's getting there. I'm expecting the plate hanger imminently in the next couple of days, and that means I can work out what to do at the top there, because at the moment it's just hacked and you can see where I've hacked it. So whether or not that's another plate on the back, whether or not that's bending a plate over, I don't know yet, and I'm not really going to think about it too hard until the plate hanger comes out and I know how that looks. My what the word I'm looking for, indicators, round indicators are just going to fit there. They're somewhere on their way from China. But what I want to do today is, my replacement wheel has turned up, the one that I ordered when I couldn't get the bolt out of the brake. I don't necessarily need a new wheel now. I do need a new tyre because this one is marginal at best. Found this one that has got an absolutely pucker tyre on it, so bought that. I'm going to put that on there at some point, and then flog on that one because it's fine, works fine. I've got all the other bits with that, including the brake hangers, including the axle, etc, so just sell it on as a one, to the point where I'll kept the box that come in because I'm going to post it in the same one. What am I going to do today though? Now I've got the hugger fixed, it's time to sort it out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is take it off. It's all dusty from, this is just dust and crap, but it is quite good at exposing where it needs some work. I've got some filler, obviously. I've got some aluminium mesh. The plan is aluminium mesh under there, let it dry, filler over the top, rubber down, give it a go. Ditto on the previous mounting holes that are in the wrong place, and any other major cracks or anything else that I can find. So I'm going to whip that off and then start having at it. Ditto with the with my really funky brackets. I just get those darkened down and blacked off as well. So while I am doing that, and while I'm between stages, hidden somewhere in the back, I do like the look of the bike without a mud guard, but it's just impractical. It just flies mud everywhere. That's why you need them. So what I'm going to do is, while that's going through, is paint that up, or at least, sorry, prep it, if not paint it. Just you know, it's needed. It's on it for a reason. Now the question comes to paint. My household has opinions. I'm not sold yet as to what to do with it, but the bit that I am certain on is the hugger's going to stay black. It's too much contact with the black of the swing arm, etc., to go a different colour, I think, and it just looks a bit wanky. So that's going to go black. I think I'm going to do the front mudguard black, just to keep it that way. Now the question goes on to what to do with the tank and the panels. I don't really want to do black all over because I just think that's a bit dull, and a bit easy, frankly. You know, I can do more. Sorry, and the back section as well. I can do more, so why shouldn't I? Yeah, it's down in the books as blue. Now bearing in mind that wheel's coming off and that really good condition black one's going straight in. I'm going to take the stickers and stuff off that one so it matches. So it's going to have black wheels. Question is what to do with the top. The family vote seems to be for a nice bright yellow, which, you know, a little bit Bumblebee-esque, which, well-timed Bumblebee as one flew past my head, which I like the idea of, I have to say. I'm quite keen on that as an idea, particularly with the dual headlights on the front. Looks a bit, you know, robotic is probably a better way of putting it rather than roboty, you idiot and that. So yeah, well, I'm down with that. I also like the idea of like a gun grey, like a nice flat grey. I'm not sold. Or the alternative, it's blue on the books. I don't want to do it a blue like that. I'm tempted to go for a blue like I've got on the scooter that I still haven't finished because I've kind of lost interest for a little while. I think it'd look quite cool with that. That's if I can get hold of any of that paint, because it's not a lot of it about. Don't know. What do you think, people? Do I go for a funky marbly, you know, like the normal stuff, or everything's dirty in here at the moment? Do I go for the funky one, or does it want something plainer? The tank is a bit beaten. I can do something with it, but I don't think I'm going to get it perfect. But we'll see. And obviously, whatever colour and scheme I end up with will end up having an impact on that when it's done properly. Not quite sure yet, but what do you think, people? Give me some paint suggestions, and then we'll see what happens. Right, I am now going to take that rear hugger off, and then see if I can start sorting it. Yeah, cool. I'm in no rush to get the wheel on, but before I put the hugger back on, I'll do that. It just makes life easier. Right, let's get on with it. Right, so that's the hugger off, and I'm now looking at the underside of it. So this is some of the aluminium mesh repair stuff. So it's just going to cut it off. Now you can just glue it on. I'm going to use filler because I think it sands down better. I don't want a big bulk on the back. You're not really going to see it there, but you might see some of it here, so I do want to try and keep it relatively low profile. So I'm going to do that, grab it and bang it on, see what happens. Right, not sure if you're going to hear me. There's a battle royale between blackbirds and magpies going on around me, so I just effectively glued those on, so the filler that you can see coming through is just pushed through, so it's not trying to flatten off or anything. I'm going to let that dry and cure and then come back to it, but while I'm doing that I'm going to give the front mudguard a bit of a rub down. Right, I don't often do like before and afters, but I think I will in this case, because look at the state of this. I've painted over stickers, which is just horrible, but yeah, it needs a really good rub down, so I'm going to grab my sander, just have a good dig. Right, so there we go. That's after one fill and sand, and actually it's looking pretty good, I think. Now I just want to try and build it out a little bit more. I've purposely flattened off the top but not the edge, because I'm going to get a better adhesion to that ragged edge than I would if I smoothed it down. So I'm just going to get a bit more filler and just pack out that side of it. Hole at the side is done. That's nice and simple. It's just flat. That's you know, no issues with that. I've sanded down over a lot of the surface where it was cracked just to get the worst off. It's not going to be perfect, but you know, a new hugger is about 100 and I think they're about 140 quid. This I got for 20. So you know, I'm overly concerned. So I'm just going to try and pack out that lip a little bit more. Now what I'm also going to do, once I've got it all done, is just try and knock that back a little bit on the inside. Now I can't really get my sander in there, so I think that's a little sanding wheel on Nick Jr. on my Dremel. But let's get this built up and leave that to cure in the sun while I carry on sanding the front mudguard. Now I don't think that's looking too bad at all. A little bit more to do, but it's getting there. So back on, and that is about as good as I think I'm going to get it. I'm quite chuffed with that. It looks a damn sight better. On the mudguard, it's shagged. I'm going for a different approach. Sanding it down on its own was just a hiding to nothing, so I'm going to try building it up. So I've chucked a load of putty on it really badly, but I'm just going to give that a quick whack over now, see if I can get anywhere with it, see if I can make it better than was anyway. Well, lots of lessons learned here on this and today. Firstly, I'm quite good at filling on small pieces. Secondly, I'm awful on big. You see in all the YouTube videos where they just smear it on and it goes on like cream cheese. This went on like rocks and it sanded off similar. I do have what I think is a nice surface, so I think that going up rather than continuing to go down, i.e. building up rather than pushing down, was the right idea. I just executed it really badly, which meant I had a lot of sanding to do. Next lesson, I should have worn a mask. Really should have worn a mask, because it didn't taste nice if nothing else. Right, let's see if I can get a bit of primer on these bad boys.